So I found my old journal from when I was like, God, 12, 13, 14. So that was in like, oh God, Lottie's wheezing. You okay? Do you not chew your food? You okay? Shit. Oh my. Okay, that was eventful. All right, he's okay. God. Anyhow, um, so and it reminded me of the video that I had made. God, geez, I need glasses. Um, about maybe, I don't know, 1 to 2 months ago. And it was about how I was randomly getting flagged out of nowhere. And then I made the connection that I had unblocked a old friend from the distant past. And once I reblocked her, things were pretty good, and I have no idea if she follows me on here. Who knows? I have not and will not mention her name because it would do me no good and her no good, because I'm not about trashing somebody's life. Nobody knows who this person is. But I got so many responses from people who also have had like malignant narcissists in their life. And I thought I would share a story about one of the biggest things that happened that totally made it like glaringly clear that this was somebody that I don't want in my life. Now, granted, I was a early teenager and I couldn't see those signs, or I did see them and I was too wimpy or too much of a doormat to even like do anything about it. Ugh, my hair's so thin. Freaking liver transplant medicine. Not that I'm ungrateful, but it makes your hair fall out really bad. So anyhow, it's all the stuff that I kind of ignored or felt like I couldn't do anything about it because I felt the desire to be liked and accepted so much, which I think every kid does, or probably every person feels that desire. But I thought I would share some. Hi, Lester. You gonna be nice? Were you worried about him? Okay. He's okay, I think. When Lottie was like coughing just now, Buster got real close to him, so I never know their relationship. It's very tricky. So anyhow, I think it was for my 13th birthday. I had a slumber party, which was super common. And I had, God, probably like somewhere between like 6 and 10. Oh my God, I have something about Mary here. Somewhere between like 6 and 10 girls there. And everybody was friends, but there was definitely like two separate kind of groups. And one of my friends fell asleep. And so there was like a trio of besties. It was me, the narcissist, and another girl who was very much just fun and kind of like neutral, but I'm sure they talked a ton of crap about me, and me and her talked crap about the other person, and stupid girl crap that women don't even grow out of. Everybody talks about everybody. It's terrible. I hate gossip, and I do it too. I'm a person. Anyhow, so one friend that was definitely more like just my friend than everybody's friend, but they all knew her. We all went to school together. And when she fell asleep, not my narc friend, but my neutral friend, she got, I think it was whipped cream, and she went to, I think, spray it in her hair, the girl who was sleeping, and it scared her because all of a sudden she hears shh, and so she flips over and smacks my neutral friend in the leg really hard because she was dead asleep. And all of a sudden she's got whipped cream in her hair, and so she, wakes up and smacks her in her leg. And I mean, it was an open-handed slap. It wasn't like she had a knife or like a freaking sharpened toothbrush. It wasn't like she had a shank or something. It was her hand, and she was like 13. So anyhow, now this is where the warning comes in. If you have a friend like this that turns something that's pretty much, benign into something straight up malignant that's like divisive, run. Don't walk away from them. You turn around and run away from this person, because they will be a nightmare, a thorn in your side, a pebble in your shoe. They will be somebody who slowly wears away at your sanity. So she goes, I can't believe that she did that. That is terrible. What a horrible person. What a bitch. And just went on and on and on. And of course, as effective as freaking peer pressure and, manipulative influences, it got my other friend. And, shame on her for buying into it. But 13-year-olds, it doesn't take much to convince kids to sway a certain direction. So it became a whole thing. And then they required me to choose whose side I was gonna pick. And I said, this is ridiculous. I said, you shouldn't have put stuff in her hair. And I said, oh, and she shouldn't have slapped you. Like, both sides are wrong. And they were like, well, pick. You gotta pick. And they were so mean to me. And it just shows that it's like that gang mentality. Like when, especially with girls, I do not know what that's about, but girls can just be downright brutal. And so I ended up hanging out with my other friend, and we just made new friends with people. And for like half of my 8th grade year, I just didn't hang out with my original friends that I'd been friends with since like 5th grade. And she was successful in turning so many people against me because I wouldn't pick a side. I didn't actually do anything wrong, but I just said, I'm neutral. I don't think anybody was right, and that wasn't good enough. So if somebody requires you to literally turn your back on people, turn your back on them. Ultimatums are for the weak and manipulative. Unless you're literally like smoking crack and somebody says like either you choose life or you can go, smoke crack, then, anything outside of that or that extreme is just ridiculous, and it's super selfish and manipulative. And it's not just passive aggressive, it's aggressive. And that is literally like one out of, I can't even count how many situations. And I will say it was beneficial in teaching me what to turn around and run away from as an adult, because there are so many people like that. And it is shocking how many people wrote to me and said, my mother is this way, my sister is this way, my boyfriend is this way, my mother-in-law or my sister-in-law or my best friend is like this and I don't know how to get rid of them. So many people wrote about narcissistic people in their lives, and they feed off of the kind and the naive and kind of like the doormat people. And one thing I got from Christy, who was my donor, my liver donor, was her strength. Her mom told me that she was kind of a don't take crap from nobody kind of person, and that did wake up within me, because there is something called cell memory. When you get an organ, and I'm sure it's even with like kidneys or skin, eyes, anything, something of that person transfers to you. And I am so grateful, outside of just being alive because of Christy, but that strength that I got from her, I am eternally grateful. So if you see behavior like that, run. And if you see your kid having a friend like that, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but get them away from that friend, because they are the devil. Seriously. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true.